Namaste, angels. This is the weekly love reading for the period of tomorrow morning, Sunday, September 9th through Saturday, September 15th, beginning with the dice and stay in bed. Email and eat cake. Happy birthday to all of the Virgos out there celebrating this week. Spirit says buy shoes. Could be dancing shoes for the party or something. Oh. Also sex, which also came up in the general reading. As well as 50-50, which did too. Going to the cards, we're beginning with loving all that is. Our card this week will be, oh, what's this? 41, knowing without knowing. Interesting. Sounds like it's going to be about clear cognizance or intuition, gut feelings, something in your heart. Let's see what the book says. Yep, guess how it starts. Sometimes the heart knows. I promise you I hadn't looked at the book. Sometimes the heart knows in a way that the concrete mind and memory cannot. We feel something that we can't quite express. Perhaps others are quick to dismiss it as a meaningless whimsy or irrational. Yet, that feeling beyond the mind's capacity to fully perceive is the ancient truth of your greater self reaching through time and space to connect with you, like a phone line extending from one more ancient place in the world. You can hear it crackle, perhaps, not the clearest reception, yet you can also sense the love traveling along that phone line. The things that you feel and that do not appear to make sense are the things to trust most now. You're being guided by a force far greater than your own mind. An ancient divine brilliance is reaching to you, communicating with you. You may not hear or understand it with clarity as yet, but you can feel it. Trust what you feel. This oracle speaks to you of the opening up of your higher mind, of the part of your intelligence that can dialogue directly with the forces of divine guidance and creation. These forces use symbols, abstract communications, through dreams and visions, through impulses that circumvent your conscious mind and have words streaming out of your mouth or flowing through your mind that you have not created of your own volition. Someone speaks to you and you respond with words that you feel you're hearing for the first time, as they pour out of your mouth. Whose words are these, you wonder? It is your ancient self that speaks. Trust the strange and mysterious at this time. It is another way, an ancient way of wisdom that you're tapping into now. Enjoy this new sacred connection unfolding. This oracle is also confirmation that you have relationships around you now, and they're continuing to come to you that are from times long past. Karmic connections that will take you further on your journey of love. I have been here before. Aromas open the doors. I walk through knowing. Now they use the term karmic connections, and that may scare some of you because people have come to know karmic to mean bad, negative. It's like a derogatory word, and that's not what it was meant to be. That's just something that people who jumped on the trendy bandwagon with divine unions and so-called twin flames and started making stuff up. They didn't know what they were talking about. Yeah, karmic fell into that. And so we call people, oh, his karmic, her karmic. And it means like the nasty person that they're dealing with while they're not with you. But that's not really what karmic is supposed to mean. It just means like of the universe and destined, and through it a lesson comes, and that lesson not necessarily bad. So even soulmate relationships, divine unions, twin flames, want to call it that, those are karmic relationships too. To get the collective divine masculine's higher self's perspective this week, we're going to the Doreen Virtue and Romance Angel cards and beginning with You Deserve Love, which is a very Sagittarian energy. Could be Jupiter. There are some transits involving Jupiter this week that I went over during the very long prelude to the general reading. I just called it the shitstorm that's coming your way if you're a true divine feminine or masculine. So if you feel that you are, you may want to check that out because there's a lot of stuff going on this week in the celestial system, in the spiritual realms, all over the world, as far as, quote unquote, religious holidays, high holy days. It's just a lot. So yeah, Jupiter, Jupiter and Sagittarius and Cupid, right? The archer. You deserve love. You are lovable. Opening 2, honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. You deserve love. And there is a moon. I didn't stop on that honeymoon, but there is a moon transit this week. It is Sunday, the 9th. It is tomorrow. That's our new moon in Virgo, the day for which, with which this reading begins, actually. This weekly reading. Opening 2, true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So that honeymoon card could be coming up with regard to the moon. And perhaps you will spend some time with your, significant other on that day. In a more metaphorical sense, it can be about moving into calmer, stiller water, similar to the 6 of Swords for me. It's a very peaceful gondola ride, right? In Venice, it appears to be. I also pick it up as the honeymoon phase of a relationship. So you're talking about starting something brand new. You have that early period where you feel those gut feelings, maybe something like we read about in the opening message. You feel things in your heart. It's like a seedling of love. So true love is available, right? This is the romance of a lifetime, and you deserve that love because you are lovable. You deserve love, and it will be worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. You deserve love. One more. It's new love. How appropriate. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Now, this new person can be your old person. So I don't want anybody that's, new to me or my channel or the way that I read to panic or anything. That new love can be love anew, love renewed. You are a new person. We're not the same people that we were even yesterday. So it means all those things. You deserve love. I'm going to go ahead and cut. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Overall energy is forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. I'm not surprised to see this at all. And also in that prelude to the general reading, I spoke about how in all 3 of the major religions, right, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, are celebrating some sort of atonement, feast of atonement, forgiveness, compassion this week. Both the Hebrew calendar and the Islamic calendar, they're both celebrating their New Year. So that's another thing. Not just a new moon, new year, whole new year. They're celebrating both of them. Beginning on the day of the new moon, actually tomorrow, 9/9. So when I said there's a ton of crap going on, there's a ton. And there are days, like over the next 10 days, for example, on the Islamic calendar, we're going to have some days where people would be making atonement. And over the next 10 days on the Jewish calendar as well, leading up to Yom Kippur, we're going to have days where people would be making repentance and, asking for forgiveness and making apologies to people. But it's a happy time. It's not a sad time. I want to be clear about that. Happy that we've moved past some things that maybe restricted us and held us back before. happy that we, woke up this morning and have the opportunity to, give somebody a call and say, listen, I'm sorry. When at that time I hurt you, I am sorry. I hope you forgive me. Or to even accept the apologies that we're never going to get, and to release the things for which we're never going to get the opportunity to apologize if we need to. All right. The divine feminine, the masculine about the feminine, himself, and the union. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union this week, what he himself is willing to, what the universe would have the two do, and listen, if you can commit to it, it would love to help you with it. You just have to proclaim, yes, I'm with that. And the universe, it's consider it a done deal. And the outcome. Divine feminine. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So where we were living in any type of restriction and not being our whole selves, not being truthful, honest with ourselves, honest with other people, trying to wear some sort of mask or veil or keep up appearances, keep up with the Joneses, whatever the case may be, releasing all that stuff. It may be Mars and Aquarius that sort of pushes you and maybe even almost forces you to do that. And I talk about that at length in that prelude to the general reading as well. Again, I just call it a shitstorm. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to look for it on my channel, that's the name of it. Shitstorm coming at true divine feminines and masculines. The masculine as it relates to the feminine this week, chemistry. This might be connected to that sex die. I feel that this chemistry is physical, but of course there's a connection between us two. I actually posted something like this on Facebook this week. It was a pharaoh and his woman, two ancient Egyptian couple. And the woman says to him, I'm super attracted to you, super drawn to you. And he says, it's my pheromones, but I'm feeling it's that sort of thing, like a physical pull between the two this week. And maybe that's why she has to free herself, let down her guard. That can be also letting down the guard and keeping it real and going with the flow. The masculine as it relates to himself this week. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. These things that the divine masculine in particular, more so than the feminine, tends to avoid because it's not right, maybe by societal norms, doesn't look right, maybe even looks embarrassing if, you're 6'5" and I'm, 4'5", that sort of thing. This is the universe saying to the masculine, letting him know that it's okay. It doesn't matter. There's something about age. There's a saying about age. Age is a matter. Age is about mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter, right? You, the people who are involved in a relationship with an age difference, if you don't mind, it does not matter. And it's that sort of thing. And the union as a whole. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So we're still guided to reach out to one another. Overall, let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. So this is what I was saying here too. Just go with the flow is what I was feeling. And I think this is connected to it. What would the masculine have the feminine do toward the union this week? It is attraction. And sitting here right under chemistry, it's about bringing in what she wants. Okay, if you're pulled, if you're attracted to his pheromones, they're pulling you in. Use that in connection with the law of attraction and the positive thoughts and actions and what you speak over not only yourself as an individual, but over your union is what's going to bring everything together. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And like this, by letting your guard down, being freeing yourself, letting your guard down, and going ahead and connecting if that's what you feel to do. Was the masculine willing to do this week? It is children. Your love life is being affected by children. There are different scenarios just popped up in my head at the same time. One being even where he has children, and that has been something that has been restrictive to him, or at least he's felt that the children hold you back. And I don't mean it in a negative way, like my children are, they're a real drag. I don't mean it like that. I mean like he just has felt he's not able to go on with his life the way he wants or with whom he wants because he's got these children. I'm feeling some definitely making, what's the word? Adjustments. That's not the word I was looking for, but adjustments, concessions, where they're trying to work out ways to balance in this area, basically balance in this area where, you're not just a dad and you can't just be a dad, and that's not going to make you happy if you just try to be a dad, although being a dad is awesome, but there's more facets to you. You're also an individual. You're also a sexual being. You're also just plain old human, and we need interaction, adult interaction, not just children. So know that it's okay, and you can release the guilt that may be part of the atonement and stuff, and the forgiving yourself too. Know that it's okay. There's no need to feel guilty or that you're doing something wrong, to explore the other parts of you. That's what you're meant to do. Will the universe have the to-do that's willing to help them with flirt? So the universe will help you to bring together if you assert that that's what you want. You affirm that that's what you want, and you're calling the universe to help you to do this. It will help to bring you together in a positive and lighthearted way. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. And the outcome, heart-to-heart conversations. Right here, crossing the express your love where it belongs. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So if we're able to, again, let our guard down, and stop trying to control the situation or ourselves and our feelings, and really be honest and in a true and real place, and real communication back and forth from the heart, I think you'll be happy with the outcome. And all of it together goes toward the forgiving and learning and releasing and healing the past, and then moving forward with something brand new. From this perspective of the universe, I'm beginning with blonde female, which is my representation of the divine feminine in this deck for me, and opening to brunette female, who is the karmic one, the quote unquote karmic one. I just described the derogatory meaning of karmic, so yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But also opening to wallflower, which is an energy of the signs of Capricorn, Scorpio, and Gemini most for me, because those are the signs and the types of people I can picture doing this, like being at a party and just sitting there. But it's about free will, really. And when you're presented with an opportunity, perhaps a choice between these two, because that came up, particularly for the masculine in the general, a choice. If there's a choice between these two, you're just going to let happenstance happen and you end up however you end up, or are you going to engage, and exercise your choice? Are you going to be a willing participant in your own life and get up and dance, or are you just going to sit and let, certain parts pass you by, and, in other parts, whatever happens, happens. Blonde female. Oh, wow. Did you see that? Again, she was upside down again too. And I think we should make note of that I think that means she's out in a lot of cases. She's out. Blonde female. And children. So just like we saw in the other spread, children are a factor. For those for whom children are not a factor, and these children don't have to be where they are a factor, where they do exist, they don't have to be small children. These can be grown children that have somehow gotten in the way. Maybe you have to work something out with those children. Maybe it's not about trying to find balance between spending time with them and spending time with your relationships and your friends and things. But it's a matter of you have to heal your relationship with them in order to be able to move on with your life. You know, that can be something that's going on with grown children is what I'm feeling too. It could be yours or your partner's or both. You both may have some situations that you have to heal with your grown children too, or children that like want to come back home. I'm getting something with that too. Like they're not, I feel like they're not there. Like the children that don't live there already. It's just like grown children that want to come back home, if that makes any sense to anyone who's watching. But what I was going to say about where children don't exist in your relationship, this card also comes through to me in a more positive sense, sort of like the energy of the Empress, Major Arcana card 3, about new beginnings and new starts and fertility and new ideas, right? Fertile with energy, fertile with ideas. So it can be representative of that as well. And then maybe the Divine Feminine in particular who is feeling this energy, very Empress, and also being a nurturer. Time to nurture yourself and others. Blonde female. Okay, there could be a past love situation. Maybe that's from, from where the children were born, the relationship from where the children were born that you have to deal with this week. Also, passion coming up is the energy of fire signs, and otherwise it's pretty straightforward. Like we're, guided to pursue our passions and those about whom we are passionate. And then freely, also, again, letting that guard down and freely and honestly embracing the relationships in addition to one another. Blonde female. I'm going to cut. Whoa, and she's upside down again. You see that? Brunette female. Overall energy is mature man, and to the contrary of the other card, which I said was very fertile and Empress-like, this one, mature man and like an older energy. It is very emperor-like and very Mars. It could also be connected again to the Mars in Aquarius transit that occurs this week. Mars, ruler of Aries and Scorpio, both of which are like mature signs and can be sort of overbearing in a father type of way. There could be an actual older, May-December aspect to some of the relationships too. And again, this can also be a parent trying to, or who needs to rectify some sort of situation with their children to heal the energy around themselves and their relationships with others too, including their mate. Divine couple, recent past. It could be the man's or the masculine's child that wants to come home. Somebody that's watching. And then maybe that's not bad for you. Maybe that's a good thing that the kid wants to come home and you can heal something that way. I don't mean it's necessarily negative. I have grown children myself, so I'm not, speaking against it. Just telling you guys what I'm feeling. Masculine's higher self. Near future. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do, what the masculine needs to do, what the universe will have the two do. Again, if they, just will affirm it themselves and call upon the universe, you make a commitment, it will support you. And the outcome here. I'm just going to move these out of the way. Divine couple, fun times. So again, maybe getting together. There was evidence of that in the last spread. The universe being willing to pull us together too for the flirting and stuff. So this can be what's going on for some of us. I'm also feeling it connected to the party that one or both of us is sitting at, and when we get the opportunity to make that decision, are we going to sit it out or dance? I'm feeling it with this. Maybe because of the silhouettes. Because in that other card, the person who's sitting, the female that's sitting, she's the only thing that's prominent. The people that are dancing, they're all like these black silhouettes around her. Recent past, family. I feel in some cases this is literal, having spent time recently with your family. Well, it was Labor Day last week, right? So that could be what this is about too. It's also a party of three. To note, near future, true gem. This may be actual engagements coming up in the near future. September's not a very marriage-y month, but I just felt that right away. Can also be, of course, entering a relationship with an air sign, maybe most specifically a Gemini. Also about realizing your value, your worth, the fact that you deserve, your deservingness, that you are worthy. Same thing with your partner, and maybe you guys realizing that about each other too. Masculine's higher self, past love, just as I thought a moment ago, having to deal with perhaps his family, his children's mother, his own parents, and his siblings. That can be too. Right? He can be like the child. Blocks the union. The lack of opportunity that there has been, maybe this is why the universe is offering to do this week, that has been to really connect and to be honest and to pursue, passions. I'm feeling that there's been times that a lot of us that are watching now, we've had opportunity to get together, to speak to each other on the phone, and things just went left. And maybe there's responsibility on both sides always, but maybe we were, we had a particular hand in that. Rather than, I was like out of fear. Like, this is coming together, it's getting scary, let me ruin it. And then being upset that you did afterwards. What the feminine can do. Chill out. I was laughing because I got caught off guard kind of, and I just was laughing to myself because I was thinking about what I told you guys about karmic relationships, that even the divine partnerships, those two are karmic relationships, and all that means is that they are destined. They are of the universe, and we're going to learn some sort of lesson from them, good, bad, and different. And I think that that's what this is saying. It's saying, just go with the flow and allow things to unfold. This is your destiny playing out. What the masculine can do, it's blonde female. So again, I said I felt a choice. I saw evidence of a choice in the general reading too. And I think the universe is saying what you can do and where it's guiding you is toward the divine feminine and away from, these other situations. Even where that is something, again, with your own parents, siblings, it's saying like, I'm hearing stand by your man, but the divine feminine can be a man too. But it's like stand by your mate. If people even that you consider family or that are your actual blood relations are trying to mess up your life, you're guided to make your own family. Sometimes we have to choose who's our family rather than the blood connections. Or sometimes people we have chosen to be our family, unfortunately, they're only meant to be with us for a season. You know, they can be friends that we look up 20 years later and say, you know, you're not who I thought you were. That can be happening too. And some of these things could be ending on a peaceful note, you know, just because it's just time. It's just time. But again, I'm feeling where there is like a choice to make, we're guided to go with the mate. Masculine. And what the universe would have the two do will help you with travel. So maybe revisiting the situation. Some of us could actually be wanting to travel and not figuring out how, or, you know, maybe it hasn't been going right perhaps, and you're not sure how it's going to actually go off. If it's money, if it's whatever, like whatever it is that's needed. Again, if you commit and, you know, have some faith, you affirm it yourself, ask the universe for help, it will help you and this thing will work out. Yeah, visiting one another. That's also coming. So physical visiting, metamorphic, like metaphorical rather. I've been doing that all week. Like the word that I'm thinking is not what comes out of my mouth. Metaphoric visiting and revisiting, that coming up too. And also again, physical travel, like if you're trying to get together and see each other or go on a trip together. If you affirm it, the universe will help you. And the outcome. Boom! Dark male. Guess who this is? This is the representation of the divine masculine for me in this deck. There you go. I took out my Tarot of the Ages. You ever like find something where it doesn't belong? Like this was suddenly at the top of, like on top of all my other tarot decks when I opened the drawer. It was just sitting up there right on top. And I haven't used these in some time. So I thought that maybe I was supposed to use them for something. I pulled them out and I shuffled them. And I shuffled them to the Two of Cups. So I'll at least show you that. But I'm still not sure what, if anything, I'm going to do with these. So first, going to the Universal Love Oracle, I'm beginning with balance. This can be something, it brings in the energy of the air and water signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. But also Sagittarius, because it's very temperance-like for me, this card. And in the tarot, or at least according to tarot practitioners, the temperance card represents the sign of Sagittarius. This totally makes sense. Opening to forgiveness. So again, this is a week, and so will next week be, of forgiveness, apologies, atonement. I lost the other word. But you get the idea. Making up, smoothing things over, fixing things. This is Kuan Yin guiding us toward forgiveness. That's part of the healing with these, and that's going to help us to restore balance to ourselves and to situations. Balance and guardian. We're not alone. You want the help. You affirm that you commit to something. Again, the universe is going to help you. But even, you know, we're always surrounded. Always surrounded. Even without that. Balance and healing sounds. Some of us, to restore balance to ourselves, may want to listen to binaural tones or some sort of guided meditation or music, and maybe work on crown chakra, of course sacral, and third eye is what I feel. healing sounds, and lastly, blessings. Healing sounds. Mary has a feast day this week too. Our Lady of Sorrows. So that's also connected to atonement, right? Being sorrowful, sorry, asking for forgiveness. Look at these fire energies that are coming up. Physical body. The Virgo new moon actually guides us to come up with practical ways that we can improve our health. I think that's what this is showing up for. And also love. Another fire energy. Overall energy is expectancy. It's kind of like that let go of control card that showed up before. We can't dictate to the universe. Well, we can, but when we do, we block those blessings that Mary just showed up here with a moment ago. When we try to dictate to the universe, like when to give us what, and how much of it and in what form, when we're overly specific in our asks of God, the universe, the law of attraction, our intentions, meditation, we block our blessings. Masculine crowned by tantric union. So there's a desire again to connect and to be together, and I think in a sexual way for a good bit. I saw it in the dice. I've seen it in the cards. I'm seeing it again right now. But tantric union is beyond sex. So let me get back to that, because I was. It can mean more than that to some. I definitely feel physical energy for some, but it can mean more than that for others, because tantric union is more than that. It's a deeper thing. It's definitely an ascended connection, and it's of the mind. It is physical, even where there is no touch. It is communication, even where there is nothing verbalized. It is telepathy and just clear cognizance and knowing and feeling without necessarily even being in the same room or area at all. It could be a complete separation and feel this tantra. But for others, it means you're getting together this week in a physical way, sex. Masculine surrounded by fear. So sort of like what I said before, you get too close, really feel it coming, then all of a sudden it's like, ooh, I'm scared now. And, make it go away. So that's a possibility. Masculine, you may want to be mindful of that. And maybe that's what I'll use these cards for, to do a little clarification too. In the masculine subconscious is enchantment. This is like my strongest card of healing for me. I definitely can see very clearly Venus and Mars traveling down through this being, this female, through her crown chakra all the way down. And as you heard a few moments ago, I was feeling that is something to work on this week, the crown chakra specifically. She's doing that, but look how she's in full surrender so that she can receive the healing. Her eyes closed, her head tilted back. She's even nude and stuff. I mean, you can't be more vulnerable than just being outside nude with your eyes closed and your head back. Anything could happen. She's not worried. She's without this fear. So let her be an example to you, masculine, of letting go, of what it feels like to just shed everything and drop it and just say, you know what, whatever's going to happen is what's going to happen. I know what I want, and I'm going to be honest in this moment. If I never have before and I never do again, I'm going to. Feminine, crowning us, miracles. So this is about our need to have faith. I think that's the second time that has come up today. Also, again, we are surrounded always. If we want help, all we have to do is ask for it. and, like, believe it and receive it. I was about to say I feel fire energy coming with this Guardian card, though. For whatever that's worth and whatever that means. And here it is. So in the feminine subconscious, golden memories. When this card shows up, it means that there is something that we have to drop. Just like drop it, get rid of it. Let it burn, as they say. It's burning. Get rid of it. Think of it as if you continue to hold on to it, it's going to burn a hole in your hand. If you keep trying to, grab this thing that should no longer be in your life, that you were supposed to let go of a long time ago. You know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's different for each of us. It can be a relationship. It can be stuff. We could be hoarding stuff, holding on to material things that are connected to old memories of past situations, good, bad, but over. And we shouldn't have this stuff around us anymore. Everything is energy. So even things preserve energy. And so if we surround ourselves with old stuff, we're surrounding ourselves with old energy in a very literal way. It can also be negative emotions. So things you can't see that are not as tangible, but you're still holding on to them. Resentment, regret, the inability to forgive or to seek forgiveness, the inability to receive is a big problem for the feminine in particular. I mean, it could be for anybody, but for the feminine in particular, I can give stuff. I can give, and I claim I want, and nobody ever does anything for me, and I'm going to bitch about it. But when somebody tries to give me, I'm not able to take it. I'm not speaking as me. I'm speaking as the feminine. We have a problem with receiving. So that could be it. Whatever it is for you, this is showing up as saying it's really time to let these things burn and let them go. And if you need support in that moment, if you need protection from the fire, again, all you have to do is call on the guardians. You're constantly surrounded. Crowning. Earth connection. This could be the practicality of Virgo showing up to help us with some of these things. Need to spend some time with Mother Nature. Do your meditation out there if you can. And meditation doesn't have to be, doesn't have to look like meditation. It can be whatever makes you feel comfortable and connected. This will open up the flow of abundance for you. And can be, in some of our lives, can be connected to an actual earth sign. This is earth. This is fire. This is also fire here with this fear situation, perhaps involving a fire sign. This is earth, enchantment. This is Scorpio. At the root, listening. This is Aquarius. Listening can be connected to the healing sounds. Again, listening to binaural tones or some sort of guided meditation or your favorite genre of music, perhaps as you meditate, right? This earth connection card being connected to the listening card. This can be also associated to the telepathy and maybe where people are separated, where they're needing that energy of travel. They're needing to be connected by the universe. They're not together yet, so they're using telepathy instead, or dreams. They're visiting each other there. This is about listening to the syncs, the signs, the sounds, the songs, clear audience as well. Also messages from the universe, between ourselves and the universe. At the heart of the matter, the mystic. The mystic is a very high priestess for me, and she can be a Gemini or a water sign, or air sign or a water sign. Also Aquarius with this star over her third eye chakra. The two chakras that I mentioned, third eye chakra and crown, both have shown up here too. Again, Mars moving back into Aquarius this week. And Now we have this Aquarius energy sitting atop this other one. The fire surrounding it can be the Mars. This can be the connection here. And this can be about communication also. And again, pursuing one's passions, even if that means reaching out with a phone. And the opening message talked a lot about I'm trying to call you, I'm trying to reach you, I got to reach out. So I think that that's there too. Even when there's fear, there's pride, whatever. Again, masculine, you need to go into a place of surrender and, you know, just chuck this up here, this fear. Oh, look at the book. I think I will use these to clarify a little bit. All right, maybe we'll go ahead and do one for each. I was going to pick the book was there. I hope I didn't leave the cards that aren't real cards there too, and they're not in here. A top tantric union is the Five of Wands upright. So I think this is about taking action. I see it as very positive. And there's two people appearing in the card. They don't feel to be combative. They appear to be doing sort of like a dance together, not necessarily unlike this. So I think this is about where you're able to take action, and whatever that means. If it means a phone call, if it means actually getting together, if it means a phone call that leads to getting together, that's what you're guided to do this week. And at this 5, it may be a change from your norm to reach out or to take action. You may be the kind that normally sits it out, and you're changing that this week. Atop the fear is Major Arcana card, the Star in reverse. With the Star in reverse and atop fear, it can be about I don't want to say lack of opportunity. It can be about feeling like you don't have a chance. Yes. Maybe like, I don't stand a chance. Maybe he's worried again about reaching out. Like, well, she's not going to want to hear from me. I've been a dick or whatever. So he's sort of like taking the opportunity away from himself. He's saying he lacks opportunity. I'm stuck. I don't have a chance. I don't stand a chance. It can also be about like being stubborn. Like your dreams are coming true. The stuff that you prayed for, that you wished for, that you asked for, it's right there. It's being given to you. It's right there. But you have to reach out for it. You know, the universe is not going to drop it in your lap. It's asking you, okay, I'm doing my part for you, and you do your part. It's asking you to like reach out for it, and you're being stubborn. Maybe because of fear, pride, ego. So you want to work on that, masculine. If that's you, and you're watching this reading, then again, chuck this, both of them, send them both away. Also, it can have something to do with a fire sign and an air sign, and maybe again specifically an Aquarius. I don't know specifically what kind of fire sign. Maybe Aries, ruled by Mars, but it could be any of the fire signs, or it could be any sign, period. But that's just an additional message for some. Could be a situation between, and look, we have the fire here too. A fire sign and an air sign, and then of the air signs, most specifically the sign of Aquarius, which is represented by the star in the tarot. A top enchantment in this energy of healing is the Wheel of Fortune, also in reverse. And this is a similar energy to this, like feeling like you don't stand a chance, you have bad luck, nothing's going to go your way. Just not feeling like a winner, but it's like making excuses. So I don't know if I'm getting across what I'm trying to say. It's attached to the fear. So that's ego, that's pride, that's being an asshole. And just, it's like the easy way out, and say, oh, well, if I call, she's probably not going to want to hear from me anyway. So, and that's taking the easy way out. That's like, you're not even trying. You're not even putting yourself on the line. You're not even being vulnerable. You're not even surrendering. That's what I've been trying to get across. I think I finally just did. Atop miracles for the feminine. 5 of coins in reverse. So, maybe that feeling of being alone that some of us had in the past, like this family, like sort of stranded out in the desert, that feeling of being alone leaving us, and maybe an actual realization that we are surrounded and that there is help available and that dreams do come true and miracles do come true. And, there's a way out of situations that we feel stuck in, that where we feel we're lacking or that we've been abandoned. This is the feminine, like overcoming some sort of trials and tribulations. And it's something that she's wanted to overcome, that she asked for help with. It can be a money situation directly, but doesn't have to be. But pentacles or coins, of course, do represent money, the material. Maybe there was a need for a job, praying for a job or some sort of material situation, a living condition, or to change or something like that also. Atop the guardian, look who it is. It's the high priestess. So this is about, and it's sitting right here next to this other high priestess energy. Remember the mystic. The high priestess is somebody who, we talked about knowing, right? With the claircognizance. She knows. She gets a lot of intuitive messages, and they're coming through all those ways that I told you guys to work on this week. The crown chakra, the third eye chakra, they come through there. She gets gut feelings. She gets, butterflies. She feels things in her heart. But she's also really smart. She's intelligent. She's wise. She's observant. You might think that she didn't notice what you did or what you said, or that she doesn't know certain things, that you're pulling one over on her and you're getting away with it, and you're not. She knows. Major Arcana card 2. Also with the Roman numerals 2 here, which is the sign of Gemini. And the high priestess for me is a Gemini. And I've demonstrated how and why she's a Gemini in the past, like in real life. But also in the tarot can be a water sign. And there may be, for some of the feminine, perhaps a situation involving air and fire, or water and fire. But she knows. And she'll take action or not based on that. And we're guided to, the feminine is, in this case, is guided to do the same. Atop golden memories, which is more fire energy, is the 10 of coins, also in reverse. And this is just supporting the need to lose whatever this is. I'm sorry, the 10 of Cups. I read this as the 10 of Coins. Well, 10 of Cups can be too. This can be something attached to a family situation, perhaps, and your sense of security. But it's something you have to let go. So it can be attached to an old marriage, or the ways that you were raised up in your family, or even friends that felt like family, that the relationship has gone awry. It's just something that you need to let go. So this 10 of Cups comes through to support the Golden Memories card, which already guides you to do away with something that no longer serves you. Atop Earth connection is the 6 of Batons in reverse. So the 6 of Batons in reverse is the 6 of Wands, and it's a card of victory, and I think it always means victory, at least for me. So it's like the victory is still coming, but it's delayed. It can be more metaphoric too, like fear of, is it ever going to happen? Maybe is this abundance ever going to flow, perhaps, whether regardless of what kind of abundance it is, love, or if it's money or an asset, something that you feel you need in order to move forward in love. Is it ever going to come? Am I ever going to have this victory? And it's crossing this other fear, at least for the masculine, but sort of for the feminine too. It's crossing this guardian, like we're afraid to be alone. And when we need the high priestess and we need her wisdom, we need her knowledge in order to get through. Like we need that protection. So this is another one of these cards of fear, but where it's sort of unwarranted, because all you have to do, again, is what we were guided to do already: connect with the universe, meditate, listen to the healing sounds, and release these things and get to a place of strength, like fire, where you're ready to take action like a fire sign. Atop listening, it's the Ace of Coins. Boom, upright. So again, like, there is nothing to fear. The new beginning is here. And I think the Ace of Coins is here in the general reading too. It's at the root. So this could, and I said it could be a new relationship for some. For some specifically, the relationship is between an air sign and an earth sign. And maybe more specifically, Aquarius and an earth sign. For others, this is just, it's a new beginning, and it's divine, it's blessed, it's a miracle, or it's an answer to your prayers, which is another meaning for the star, which this cross is. When the star is upright, it means wishes are being granted, prayers are being answered, dreams are coming true. So it's like it's happening, and we're fighting it with our negative thoughts. So that's easily remedied, especially the masculine. That's easily remedied. Just turn it around. And atop the mystic, which again is like another high priestess. The Four of Swords in reverse. At least for the feminine, like the Five of Coins in reverse, it can be about wanting to recover what's lost. I guess for the masculine too, because for some this five can be competition and somebody trying to take something from you, or maybe you having an actual conflict with somebody, and this is wanting to recover what's lost, and also to use the wisdom of the high priestess to like to help you to take precaution against loss and against anything, getting ruined. It's about support, and again, using these gifts that you're being blessed with, including with the listening and what you receive from the earth connection, and the fact that the guardian angel is here for the feminine, and that the star energy is here, which is a very healing energy similar to temperance, atop the fear, to not be so guarded and apprehensive, and to be more confident knowing that you have what it takes to move forward and to like sort of, just grab this blessing that's being given to all those who are so willing to meet the challenge and take it. I just saw Twin Flame in this deck when I picked up the cards. Further advice to the masculine this week: soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And he's been guided throughout the reading to move toward the divine feminine, or go after her once and for all. Maybe even get married for some. That could be a fear with the true gem showing up. So whatever the fear is, whatever the dynamic of the relationship is, you're guided to take the next step with the soulmate this week, masculine. Feminine, we're guided to remain positive and believe in miracles. Have some faith. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. From the hashtag creepy deck to the masculine, young male. So again, for some, there's a situation involving your children or your siblings, yourself when you were a child. For others, I definitely felt May-December relationships. There can be a younger male and an older female or vice versa. Whatever the situation is, again, we're guided to move forward this week. Feminine. There may be a temporary pause, and that could be what's causing some to feel abandoned or, even for a brief moment. Again, that gets overturned. By the end of the week, we're not feeling that way. And we're recovering whatever was lost, even time. We're trying to get that back together too. Time is relative anyway. It doesn't even really exist. So we can acknowledge that sort of thing with, the strength and awareness that the High Priestess energy twice over gives us, and the protection that these cards together give us, and get through this short-term period where there may be some pain, some heartache. But I'm feeling that it comes from just like lack of movement, just a feeling again of being abandoned. Like I knew this was going to happen. Nothing's moving forward. We're not going for the victory. It's delayed, and sort of in that moment feeling like it's the end of the world, and it's not. So don't. If you watch this, you're guided not to do that. Speaking of temperance and that energy just being slightly delayed, perhaps some of the healing, because we don't immediately go after it, which is what we need to do. Instead, we slip into fear. Here it is. Temperance is the advice to the masculine. Temperance in reverse. This could also be supporting the possibility of a conflict with others. Temperance in reverse. Maybe not only specifically a fire sign, but specifically a Sagittarius. Again, temperance in the tarot represents the sign of Sagittarius. Or Sagittarius being involved. Maybe the conflict is not with them, but they're Sagittarius involved. Or Jupiter involved. That's possible too. For the feminine from this deck, I did it. I did leave those cards that aren't real cards in here. This card, it's an Ankh. I don't want to say just an Ankh, because that Ankh means a lot to me. When I used to read relationships with this deck when I first started, this was the one that would tell me that it was like a true divine union when this card popped up in the deck. So I think that should be the meaning today too. But of course, the Ankh also about fertility and like yin and yang, the masculine and feminine coming together in one being. And that describes divine unions right there. So never mind. I ended on that. And from the Universal Love Oracle, I'm not sorry to see this. Not surprised to see this. Again, this week is the feast day of Our Lady of Sorrows. It's a feast day for Mary. It's on the 15th. But this week is also about sorrow and, again, maybe some hurt. There could be a conflict between the two of you, or they could be confronting past conflict or past situations when you revisit them that bring something up that causes the pain. Anyway, there's sorrow being expressed, right? And there's forgiveness being exchanged, and we're letting go of guilt feelings, and we're letting go of other negative emotions that have been holding us back as individuals and couples and a collective. And lastly, for the feminine, boom, embrace. So this card too is about like pursuing one's passions and finding balance, and has a very temperance and Sagittarius energy for me, but also is about one person's inner masculine and feminine coming together in a harmonious way. So similar to this Ankh that showed up for the feminine, maybe not just the unions, but ourselves, our masculine and feminine coming into balance this week. That's what we should be working on, especially if we get some sort of break where, we're not interacting with particularly the masculine, but perhaps anybody. Work on you. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the love reading. I'll be back with the moon reading. Namaste, angels.